Hello everyone, I'm Brian Croydragon, and welcome back to Vox Adventures. Let's see here. Boss, 7 minutes. Dungeons, 00000. Yeah. Boss. Fighting Sigillus. Oh, I'm sorry, Sinder. Warp Cavern. And let's pull up some reading material while we wait. We got, what, 14 people? We can take them. Alright, and now for the reading material, we are starting the Indus Valley. Window. The Indus Valley. Civilization in India is almost as old as the culture in Egypt. But while the gods of ancient Egypt, Greece, and Rome have long since vanished, two great religions born in India, Hinduism and Buddhism, thrive in the modern world. And ancient temples are still important places of worship. In fact, some of the language, literature, and art of the civilization has endured for at least 45,000 years. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, 4 minutes. Maybe we can squeeze in another part of the Indus Valley section. City builders. Between 25,000 and 15,000 BC, an amazing culture flourished in the Indus Valley, in what is now Pakistan. Known as the Harappan culture, this mysterious civilization built many settlements and two magnificent cities, Mohenjo-daro and Harappa. More than 600 kilometers apart, the cities were remarkably similar. Both were carefully planned and built on grids of wide avenues, crossed by narrower side streets. Even the bricks used for public buildings in the city were exactly the same size. Wait, this one again. Even the bricks used for public buildings in the cities were exactly the same size. A great bath. Mohenjo-daro had a spectacular public bath. Some experts think it might have been a swimming pool, but others believe that ritual bathing was an important part of the Harappan religion, and later became a part of Hinduism. 2 minutes. And it's, maybe we can squeeze in one more. The invaders. The Indus Valley civilization was already in decline when the Aryan tribes began to move into India from the Russian plains. No one knows for certain whether floods brought about the end of the Indus Valley civilization, or whether the invading Aryans just conquered it. But the Aryans did migrate throughout India, bringing with them their language, Sanskrit, and many new social customs. They also brought the caste system and the foundations of Hinduism. Empire builders. In 322 BC, shortly after Alexander the Great invaded India, a man named Andragupta Maurya, that's a difficult name, seized power and unified much of the territory into one empire. His grandson Asoka expanded the empire. When he became a Buddhist, Asoka built the stupa of Sanchi in honor of Siddhartha Gautama, the great Buddhist teacher. And I think that's enough reading for now. 1 minute, 5 seconds. Hmm. 11. Oh, of course. Alright, let's take him down. Don't even. Don't want to risk hitting anyone. Chorus and power buff, what does that even do? What are you, the Human Torch? Oh, how about that? We're halfway there. Oh, jeez. Where's he now? Okay, we're almost there. Just... Well, it's something. Right, there we go. Stop. And well, my shield's down here. Right. Oh, shoot. Well, not that long. We can probably get one bit of reading in. Go. A Hindu people. The Hindu faith started with a combination of pre-Hawaiian culture and older customs preserved by earlier. Wait, let's run it again. The Hindu faith started with a combination of pre-Hawaiian culture and older customs preserved by the earlier settlers of the Indus Valley. Many of its ancient traditions continue today. For example, bathing in the sacred waters of the Ganges River is a holy ritual. The faithful try at least once in their lifetimes to travel to a sacred road near the city of Varanasi, sometimes in their old age to die. Destroyer God. Hindus believe that the god Shiva is present at cemeteries. He has serpents around his neck and is accompanied by demons. Okay. We can continue on our way. Let's find a... Exotic what? Oh, shoot! Not gonna do that. Someone's using that. Indeed. Yeah, it's just my luck. Careful. This is zombie villager country. Surely across the river will be safer. Oh, finally, a monster that doesn't want to kill me. Oh, jeez. Shouldn't have jumped. Just pay it no mind, no guardians are attacking. Blood is needed. Get back here. There we go. Now let us continue on our way. Do you know the way? Do you know how to bloody spell properly? Many a squid, but ne'er a guardian. Granted, they could be inside. We've at last reached the other shore. Okay, continuing on with our reading. The rise of Buddhism. The founder of Buddhism, Siddhartha Gautama, was born into a wealthy family about 566 BC. As a child, he lived a luxurious and sheltered life, but when he grew up, he was shocked and troubled by the terrible suffering he saw in the world. So he left his comfortable life. Legend says that after 6 years of meditation, he attained understanding and became a teacher known as the Buddha, or Enlightened One. Noble truths. Buddha taught people to live a simple life. He also rejected the idea of castes, which made him very unpopular with Hindu priests. Okay, let's fix this a bit. Oh, okay. There we go. Timetable of ancient India. Like other civilizations that began about 5,000 years ago, the culture of India developed in small farming villages and grew into a civilization of magnificent cities. The earliest culture of the Indus Valley, the Harappan civilization, flourished between 2500 and 1500 BC. The Aryans came to India bringing a new language, Sanskrit, and the beginnings of the Hindu religion. Buddhism began with the teachings of Siddhartha Gautama about 1,000 years ago. This one again. Buddhism began with the teachings of Siddhartha Gautama about 1,000 years later. An Indian empire. When Alexander the Great invaded India in 327 BC, many independent Aryan kingdoms united to create a single empire. The empire's greatest king was Asoka, who built the great stupa at Sanchi. Okay, moving on to Mesopotamia. Okay, let's fix this. Whoop. No, don't want to move that. There we go. Mesopotamia. Long before the rise of Greece or Rome, even before Egypt flowered along the Nile, civilization flourished in a place called Mesopotamia, the land between two rivers. Here, the Sumerians created the first city-states, built temples to their gods, and invented writing, irrigation, and the wheel. Other civilizations, such as the Akkadians and Assyrians, followed. Others developed further up the river valleys, as earlier peoples exhausted the soil. A list of firsts. The earliest Mesopotamian civilization, the Sumerians, made many discoveries in architecture, medicine, science, and mathematics. These improvements were later adopted by the Babylonians and Assyrians. For example, Sumerians were the first people to divide a circle into 12 parts and 360 degrees. Even today, clock faces are divided into 12 hours, and each hour is divided into 60 minutes. Spinning wheel. The Sumerians invented the wheel not to use with carts, but to help in making pottery. The first wheel was a rotating table that helped potters make better vessels. Soon they realized that animals could pull heavier loads using a cart with wheels than they could by just carrying or dragging. And we'll get back to this later, to the reading. And so